Okay, so I'm back. It was a false alarm. She is not having a baby. She just called to see where my mom was and decided to make it a FaceTime call. So there's that. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. I just deleted that last live. I like it didn't matter. I like it didn't happen. Because we were literally live for like not even like 4 minutes. I don't know. I think I am gonna ditch this one because it's just not as black as I want it to be. So we're just gonna have to deal with the sissy clay with as temperamental as she is. Okay. Hello, welcome in. I literally was on live for like 2 seconds, hopped off because I thought my sister was giving birth to her baby. Nope, she was not. But if they do end up calling again, I have my headphones on and it's connected to my phone. So yeah, I'm gonna just move my phone out of the frame. So pretty much just doing the same thing that I was doing last time, just with a different clay. Okay. We're just making this into a little circle. Not doing anything too crazy. And then after the circle is formed, I'm gonna take this little pointy pusher, clean it off a little bit. And then I'm gonna use this to create the little dust soot spiked thingy. I don't know what it's called. And I'm literally just gonna start stabbing at it. And how I sculpt like all of my nail charms is I like sculpt them in layers. So this first layer is going to be really thin and I'm just adding the texture to the outside of the circle. And then the second layer that I put on top of there, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. I'm just going to add a bit of thickness. It's a bit time consuming, but the finish of my charms are really pretty and I like that. They just look a lot cleaner. Like the greatest example I can give is like these charms that I have here. These were some of the first charms that I ever made and they're just so thick and just filled with so much clay. And not only does that cause like a problem with it not curing all the way through, but it also just makes it look clunky and just extra chunky. Yeah, they're cute nonetheless because you're putting anything 3D on the nail is low-key kind of cute, but cleanliness is really what I'm striving for when it comes to my nail charms. So these middle ones right here are made with a technique that I use now, but just building it up layer by layer until I get the desired look that I like. And then as of lately, I've been characterizing it and making little cute characters out of it. Like you see here, This is Haku from Spirited Away. We have the soot sprites that pop up in like every like not I don't think it's in like every Ghibli movie, but I know for sure it's in Spirited Away as well as My Neighbor Totoro. Then we have Calcifer and we have the Kodamas from Princess Mononoke. So I'm gonna try to do all of like something from each of the Ghibli movies, but I can't make any promises because there's a ton of Ghibli movies. So yeah. But right now I'm just working on the soot sprites because they're like a perfect little buffer for nail, like not buffer, what's it, like accent piece for the nails that really makes it scream Studio Ghibli. So I'm gonna pop this into cure, and while that cures, I'm gonna start to work on the little stars that the soot sprites hold. I think it's the scene in Spirited Away where they're in the boiler room and the guy who works the boiler room throws like candy at them. Those are the little star things that I'm sculpting. I don't know what they're called, but I am sculpting them. So this one is a purple one and a green one. We'll take out my green clay. And how he's holding them is really cute. So we're gonna take a bit of this sissy clay. It's like a bit stiff. One of the things that I'm planning on doing next after I finish this nail set is I plan on sculpting some Pokemon nail charms. Because my husband had suggested it. He was like, babe, you should do Pokemon. I'm like, okay, mister, I gotcha. So, and the Pokemon charms that I want to do, they're going to be so complicated because I want them to look as realistic as possible to how like the Pokemon looks. So, yeah. Is it going to be wearable? Probably not, but I still want to try to attempt it. I made this thing an egg, not a circle, and now I'm struggling to get it into the place that I want it to be. Hello, welcome in. If you guys have any questions for me, just let me know down in the chat below and I'll be more than happy to discuss it or clarify some things with you. One of my biggest questions that I've been like debating is if I was to sell like, say like I finish all of these charms and I sell the charm set for you to like put on your nails, would like people buy them? Because I love making charms so much, but the only person who I make them for is myself. So like, is this something people like within our nail community, is this something that they will look for or be interested in having? For some reason I have like black stuff on the brush. This sissy clay is stiff. That black one is so smooth. I don't know why. So now we're gonna start to cut out the stars. So these little star candies are like 6-pointed stars. So using this, what is this, an X-Acto knife? I don't know. We're gonna start to carve away the points. That's the best way I found for it to work. It's just to carve it away. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take it from So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 4. That's 5. I took a little bit too much off from that side. So I'm just gonna add it back. 4, 5. Or maybe not. Okay, that's 6. It's a weird looking 6, but it's 6. Okay, so we have our little 6 point. Now we're just gonna start to zhuzh it into a little star, which I don't think this one. I don't know why this damn clay is so stiff. Jesus. That's some stiff ass clay. Let's see, do I have a very light purple? Nope, I do. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how to mix clays. So I want to create this lilac purple. And because this one's too stiff, I'm gonna use my clays that I know are a bit softer. And I'm gonna mix those two together. For instance, I have this white clay from a brand called Dezerae Nail Art. And we have this purple clay. I'm gonna mix these two together to get this light purple. So it's gonna be majority white. And then it's gonna be just a tiny bit purple. Whenever you're mixing anything with white, you always want to start off with white and then work that purple in like small increments. And then I'm just literally gonna mush them into one another until I get the color payoff that I want. And that goes with anything, not just with nail art and like nails and stuff. If you're doing any type of color mixing and you want to make light colors, you want to start off with white being your largest amount, 50% white, and then slowly start to work in the color that you want it to be, the color that you want to be lighter. And then from there, you can add like reds or blue or like a cyan or a magenta to get it to be the right tone of light purple that you want it to be, if that makes any sense. And if you want something to be a muted color, mix it with gray. And if you want something to be a dark color, mix it with, you can mix it with black. It is the easiest way, but oftentimes black does more than just deepen and darken. It also like changes the color too, because how you get black is you mix red, yellow, and blue all together, because it's the absence of color. So if you take all the colors on you take the 3 main colors on the color wheel, the 3 primary colors, and you mix them together, you're gonna get black. So it just depends on what tone you want to go. After that, you then need to figure out, where do I need to sit? Do I need to go warmer? If I'm going warmer, let me head towards a yellow or like a red. And if I want to go cooler, let me head towards a blue or even like a green. But you always want to work in just small amounts because you can control it. You go too long, you go too much, in your deeper colors, then you're gonna run the issue of it getting muddy or not being the color that you want it to be. Okay, I think this is the purple I need. But pretty much what I do is I take the colors that I want and the colors that I want to mix together, and then I put them on this palette and I just kind of beat them into one another. The simplest way to say it. But I got the color I was looking for. This beautiful purple, just in the clay consistency that I want, because she's a bit too stiff. That's one thing I realized though, the Sissy clay, because this is from their pastel collection, because they have a pastel collection and they have their just regular ordinary collection of clays. The pastel one, I've noticed that a lot of them are a bit more stiff and texture, so they're leaning more towards like a harder type of clay rather than their just original collection. It's very wet. It's like a very sticky clay and it disintegrates like nobody's business. So do I still like it? Yeah. Are there better clays on the market? Definitely better clays on the market. Well, actually, one of my favorite clays is a clay that I got off of AliExpress. I absolutely love it. I almost forgot what I was doing for a second. And look how much easier it is to shape it into the shape that I want. After I get off of live, I have to go make a pound cake and a churro cheesecake. Okay, so we're gonna try not to take too much off this time. Okay, so we got one. We have two. We have three. We have four. And we have five. Okay. Okay, now we can start to shape them into points. Okay. And then the thing about these little candies, they're not a sharp edge, they're a bit of like a blunt edge. So we're gonna create that blunt edge. Now we're gonna make sure they're going in their own direction. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna cure that and separate a chunk so I can start to plump up the star, because these stars are very plumpy. There's black gel everywhere. I don't know where it's at. I don't know if it's on my brush, on my hands, on my tools. It's somewhere. Yeah, I like, so there are different versions. I wouldn't say different versions, different like textures of clay. You have some that are very soft and like, what's the word, like malleable? Like it's very soft and it's easy to like force and move it into different shapes and sizes and things like that. And then there's clays that are quite stiff. For example, like I mentioned this sissy clay, this lavender one, it's quite stiff. I also have another clay that I absolutely love that is a very stiff clay. It's this one here. It's a stiff clay. So, and each of those clays have their own purpose, has their own place for stars and for like intricate designs where I have to shape and mold it into different shapes and things like that. I like to lean more towards a more moldable clay because it's a lot softer and it's easy to manipulate and get it into these little points and things like that. But for like my character faces, like the heads of the characters, I tend to use a stiffer clay because I don't want something that's just too soft. I want something that has a bit of hardness because your face has so many dimensions. So that hardness really helps me get my cheeks the way I want them. It helps when it comes to like sculpting the eyes and building the facial expressions and things like that. So yeah, every clay has their own purpose. Even my 3D flowers, I use a more moldable clay because I'm able to get really thin pieces of petals to then put the petals and create the flower. I really, really love 3D clays. Something that I truly, truly do love about nail art is clay. Okay. Now I'm gonna push this into the little respected star parts. Yeah, my little silicone tool is my best friend. If anything was to ever happen to this tool, your girl would be out of commission. Don't know what to do. I know right now you're probably looking at like, girl, what in the heck are you doing? There's a method to my madness, I promise. I don't know what happened to the music. Oh, nothing. It's just a very long outro. I'm already like thinking about the next set that I want to do after the Pokemon nail set. I'm thinking about Lilo and Stitch. I think it'd be so cute to sculpt Stitch doing like a bunch of different things. I think that'd be so freaking cute. But the best thing to do is get over this challenge first. Okay. Just want to make sure there's no crazy lumps and bumps. Smoothing it out with my finger. All right, I'm gonna pop this into cure and we're gonna move on to our Sprite. He's back. I'm pretty much doing the same thing. Gonna build up a little bit of shape. I think I'm gonna use a different, separate my tools so I don't have to worry about black getting on the purple. Yeah, like black stuff all over my finger. So this layer, we're just gonna smooth out, make it look pretty. And then we're gonna let that dry. And we're gonna again zhuzh up the sides. We're not gonna go crazy though. And we're gonna leave that top, the center, unbothered. because the next step we're gonna do is draw on his little eyes. Okay. It might look a little weird right now, but after we draw on his eyes and things, then we will truly make it look like a little soot sprite. Okay, so our little 6-point star needs a 7th star. So we're gonna take some of that purple and it's gonna go right on top. We're gonna make a little cone shape. I'm gonna clean this black off. And then we're going to scrape it down, blending it into the rest of the charm. And we're really just like creating a little mountain. Okay. And we're gonna smooth it out. So proud of me. That's what I am. I'm just a man. And it truly is just a ton of like finessing until you get the look that you like. I'm gonna pop that into cure. And we're gonna move back on to our soot sprite. I need a white polish and a black one. These are the painting gels from Dezerae X Jenny, the Dezerae X Jenny collection. And we have two little eyeballs and they're looking that way. And for that, a dotting tool is your best friend. I'm gonna try to clean this up. I don't have any, can't make any promises that I'll be able to. What did I say? Try to fix one problem, another one comes. Okay. Literally, their eyes take up like 95% of their face. Okay. All right, so we have his two little eyes down. I'm gonna pop that into cure for a full 60. I'm being quite honest. I hate the way this little star looks. I mean, it's not bad. It's just obnoxiously large. Let's see. Yeah, it's like way too big. What I do is I don't throw it away. I just put it in this little jar. Because it's still a good charm. It's just, sometimes it's just a little too big, or, yeah, that's mainly it. If it's a little too big, I won't put it on there as like a final nail, because it's just too large. That lady, she's the man. I think she got her. There's something I don't understand. She's the... Don't know what's on my skin. What the heck? And that eye placement was perfect. Okay. Again, we're gonna pop that into cure. Hi, I also do nails at home. Oh, nice. Yeah, I love doing nails, especially my own nails. I am a licensed nail tech, but I live in Germany and I don't take clients, so. Yes, I love nails. It definitely is my creative outlet when it comes to art and stuff. It's how I artistically express myself. There's like excess residue on the top of this nail tip, so I'm just gonna clean it off. I'm giving my natural nails a break. Yes. That is very smart. Sometimes when you get used to having nails on, you kind of forget that your natural nails are underneath. So you end up just like going crazy and your nails up against everything. That's literally me. I have to keep my nails to like a certain length. Once I go longer than that certain length, then it's like hazardous. Like these were much longer. They were like this long, but I had to clip them because they were getting in the way, but I was not ready to. I'm not necessarily ready. I am ready to take these nails off. I'm just too lazy because I'm doing this, and this is gonna be my next nail set. So I'm like, let me finish this first before I try putting on the nails. So yeah. Yeah? Yeah, I'm on live. I'm on live.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. How was work?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I put the stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah, after I finish here, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Sorry, you guys, that was my husband. He just came home from work. What was I saying? This is the nail set that I'm putting on next. And because of that, I haven't removed these completely. So that's why I look crazy with these overgrown nails on. It don't look like love. Now I'm all closer. It don't look like love. Okay. I could be the twist, the one to make it stop. The icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart, and we can find some space. I could be the one for you, the missing piece, the extra sentimental kind of chemistry. Some people make it hard, but me that isn't the case. 'Cause I think it's so easy to fall in love. So come give me a call, and we'll fall into hearts. Anything right in the rest of your life, and you know where the heart would be. It's so easy to fall in love with the way I do my hair, the way I mess it up. I walk in Central Park. I could be fresh air, I'll be the girl of your dreams. There's no need to hide if you're into me, 'cause I'm into you quite intimately. And maybe one night could turn into three, but I'm down to see What the heck? This is turning out worse than the last one. I like making press-ons. Yes. So do I. The last time I made press-ons was for my little sister. She got a Harino nail set press-on. I recorded a YouTube video about it, but I have yet to post it because there's so much footage. That press-on nail set took me about like a good 2 months. Do you create press-ons often, Livy? You guys, this one's gonna need, yes, a lot. Yeah, I think they're perfect, especially like they're easy for if you want to just have some nails and go. And if you're really good at like storing them and taking them off and just like taking good care of them, your press-on nails can last really, really long. And if you're using products like soft gel tips and things like that to create your press-ons, yeah, that's even more durability and longevity of the tip. If I did not love hard gel so much, I probably would be a press-on girly. But I love me some hard gel. And I feel like in the nail community, it's kind of whatever you're introduced to that it becomes like something that you're obsessed with. Because the first type of nail products that I was introduced to was gel-based nail products. I think it was polygel when all those like polygel kits were coming out, like in around like 2018, 2019. So I did a ton of like polygel nails on myself. This was before I started posting on YouTube. But with those polygel nail products, I learned about like soft gel and hard gel and stuff. And then, yeah, I switched to that and became hooked. I got this weird little dinosaur damn thing going on. It's too much to mend. You're the part that you in. So yeah, after getting into polygel, I then learned about heart gel, and then from heart gel and like learning how to sculpt my nails with heart gel, I then started to get into like painting gels, and then after that 3D molding clays came out, and then yeah, here I am now. Led me to where I am right now in my nail journey. But I've like, when I was in nail school, like all of my classmates, like a lot of them were like, oh, I started to get into nails through like acrylic, and I just been doing acrylic ever since. So however you're introduced to nails, I've learned that that tends to be the direction that a lot of people stick with, which is so cool. I've just never really been interested in acrylic. I've never liked the smell of it. I love press-ons because I can really focus on the art aspect of press-ons and not have to worry too much about like making sure it's structurally, like it has structural integrity and things like that. Yeah, but my love language most definitely is hard gel and soft gel nails. I just love it. Because I like really thick apexes, and I don't like my apexes to be a little too far down on the nail. I do like it to sit a little closer to my nail plate, a little closer to my cuticle area. And you don't really get that effect with a ton of full cover tips. So sculpting nails is my preferred. But if I'm in a hurry, best believe I'm grabbing a pressy. Or I'll do like soft gel full cover tips with the Gel X method. It just really depends on the situation and how much energy I want to pour into doing my nails. Okay, thank you for joining in. I'm so glad that you were able to spend some time with me. I hope you have a great time at the grocery store. And we're gonna have to redo this one because look at it. I don't know why I keep accidentally freaking scraping the top of my, So I'm just gonna put that off to the side for now. And we're gonna focus on our little soot sprite because he's coming out cute, so he deserves our attention. So, soot sprites are like fuzzy all over the nail, and because they're fuzzy all over the nail, I'm gonna get this effect by just taking small increments of the Sissy Clay gel and zhuzhing it and giving it that fluff look without actually adding like fluff and stuff like that. Be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man that I need. Okay, so this is a perfect lesson right here. Whenever gel is having a really hard time sticking to the nail for me, well, sticking to the charm or the nail, I like to go in with the Young Nails Protein Bond, and I literally add just the tiniest amount in the spot that I'm trying to stick the clay onto, and it sticks like a dream. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dab some right here, let it dry, and then, oh, well, it's sticking to my finger now. And look at that, she's stuck. I'm not leaving, just feel tightly squeezed in. What needs breathing? I'm not his, I'm not hers, I'm not yours. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be adding like little bits of the clay in the desired areas that I want. And then I'm going to stab it. I think that's the best way for me to say it. I'm gonna stab it to get that like that dusty effect that the soot sprites have. Because they're soot, so they're like dust bunnies. Yeah, they're like little dust bunnies. But instead of them being in like a bunny shape, they are in these little, I don't know what the heck these things are. And I'm gonna avoid the eyes. And just work it where I want it to work, and then stab it to get that fluff. And I like absolutely recommend this method of sculpting your nail charms by doing them in layers, especially if you're working with things like black or like very deep dark colors. Always work in layers to ensure that it is cured all the way through, because don't nobody want to deal, like, imagine if this thing broke and in the inside it was still like gooky gel. Like, what would you do? But if it wasn't broke and it's cured all the way through, you can easily just glue it back together and call it a day. And that's also another thing. Unless my mom and sister's calling. Hello. Oh, you're about to go? You're about to start? And after they give you the Pitocin, how long? You mean 20 minutes the baby's gonna be coming? In 20 minutes the baby's gonna be coming? Can you hear me now? Hello? No, I have my headphones on because I'm on live. But I'm asking about the baby. When they give you the Pitocin. Oh my gosh, that's scary. Are you scared? Is Auntie coming? Is Auntie on the way? Oh, I thought you said it starts in 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Oh, gee, that's long. Oh my God. How long does it take? No, it's not about contraction. I just thought like once it gets to going, it's just a slippery slide. Oh. Oh, you're planning on that? They're gonna put it in your back? Oh. Have you talked to mommy? Okay, well, you got this. I believe in you. Okay, love you. Talk. Okay. I understand if you change your mind about me, but all you had to do was say. Okay. What the heck? Sorry about that, guys. My sister is preparing to have a little munchkin. And she was just calling to update. It's funny in the review. It wasn't you. In truth, we was apart. And you put me straight back in my ways. No wonder I feel like less. Right, left, baby steps. I'll be my own pair of savings. Nothing just make it on. Right, left. For now, I'm taking but baby steps. But baby steps. But baby steps. But baby steps. Could have been me turning on those lights when I come on an edge. How many roses on the shelf? This house gon' love itself. Yeah, this house gon' love itself. I'm taking but baby steps. But baby steps. I'm gonna try to avoid the eyes as much as possible because it can take him from looking like a really cute little wholesome sprout to a very angry mad sprite, and I don't want that. I don't want him to look angry. I want him to look cute and wholesome. Like, look at him right now. He looks angry. Can you guys see? He looks angry. We don't want him to be angry. We want him to be cute and wholesome. Time, since when you smoking now? Where did he go? Oh, right here. I guess we'll find a silver lining. I'm glad you're doing so well. Love's never wasted when it's shared. No, it's over. I'll always be there. I'm doing like little minuscule amounts of clay, and it may not look like it's gonna do a difference, but it makes a world of difference in the final look of the design. I've seen it last for 30 years, seen it bloom and end in tears. Sat right across me on the stairs, seen and missed a stop or two. I've seen it grow old and forget until it's just a silhouette. My mom and dad, they got me hooked. Okay, this is our little soot sprite. We're gonna pop him into cure because I like the way he's looking sooty. And the simple melody. I could be my own light. Could dance in the rain. Dancing in the rain. Oh, if I find it in. Actually, I have a smaller. Maybe I could be somebody's rainbow. Get off. I'll carry you home. Okay, so we have our little soot sprite here. I'm gonna go ahead and sculpt his legs. For that, we have to clean this off. Maybe I could be somebody's rainbow. Let that dry. Okay, whenever I need to make really thin pieces of clay, I use this little makeshift tool that I created. So it is a stamping plate scraper tool with the, hi, welcome in, with a little display tip thing stuck to it. So we're gonna use this to create our little legs. Our little itty bitty legs. So I'm gonna take this and we're gonna roll it. And then I'm gonna take this with a very, very light hand. I'm gonna pretty much just roll it out until I get the thickness that I want. See, and then it starts to curl up. So I'm gonna give it another go. And the idea is that you just really want to be as soft as possible. Don't apply too much pressure to one area. because that's what's gonna help it stay even and thin. Okay, I think that should be good enough. And then I'm gonna use my X-Acto knife. Well, I don't know if you guys can see, but this is how skinny it is. And then taking my little X-Acto knife, I'm gonna cut out his legs. So his little legs are a little wonky. So his front legs is gonna go out and then up, and then this back leg, it's gonna go down, swivel, and then out. It's like a little weird. So I cut, picking up a little bit of alcohol on my brush. I'm gonna slide underneath the little string and try my best to pick it up. There we go. And then whenever I put on these little tiny legs of stuff, I like to overlay it just a tiny bit onto the charm itself. And then using my tool, I'm gonna mush it in if it wants to. For some reason, it's not mushing. Okay, it's being stupid. Okay, and then his little leg is gonna go down. It's gonna go up. And then it's gonna go back down. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. And we're gonna take that piece off. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think I made this a little too thin. Like, look how skinny his leg looks. Oh, hell no. That's gonna break off in 2.5 seconds. Okay, let's take a little thicker side. I gave him some chicken legs. You can't have chicken legs. He won't be able to run away. Yeah, that's much better. If you guys can see, their legs are on the thicker side. This is your first live. I have to run out on errands. Love your design, by the way. See you later. Hi, I think this is my first live of today, but it's my second live of like the week. I am gonna save the whole entire live onto my channel, so if I'm not on live when you come back, you are able to catch up on what I did in the live later on. So thank you so much for coming in and saying hi. I'll catch you another time, okay? Have fun on your errands. Okay, so we're gonna attempt this little leg one more time with a much decent size. So it's gonna go inward like that. And then from inward, it's gonna kick upward. And then it's gonna come down like this, and then we're gonna cut off the excess. And then we're just gonna finesse it. Okay, we have one leg down. Let's go ahead and do the other leg, keeping it on the thicker side. And it's pretty much the same process. After cutting it, we're gonna go underneath to separate it from the, and then this leg is gonna go here. If it decides to come off the brush, good God. And this leg is gonna kick up. And then it's gonna go this way. We're gonna make it just a bit shorter. And then that front part of where it connects to the body, we're just gonna fluff it up. And then because I'm a perfectionist, I'm gonna spend the next 2 minutes trying to get the legs right. Even though it's quite, like, the legs quite literally don't matter. He's a freaking... I'm gonna sit here and spend this time trying to get these freaking legs right. Okay, there is our little soot sprite with his legs on. And he's walking, heading in that direction. I'm gonna go ahead and cure him. What time is it? Oh, how long have we been? We've been on live for 82 minutes. After this wraps up, I am gonna go ahead and end the live. My body hurts. Whenever I sit for long periods of time, my body just aches. As a nail tech, please be sure that you are stretching in between your clients and stretching in between your work, because sitting for long hours on end is not fun and it's not good for your body. So make sure that you are, hi, welcome in. Make sure you are stretching. Stretching is very important. And getting a, what is it? Ergonomical chair, I think that's it. Ergonomical, I don't know. It's the ones that are like good with your body. Get those chairs because my gosh, your body aches. But this is our little soot sprite as he is currently. And we have been on live for like an hour and some change. So I'm gonna end it here. I don't know if I will do another live sometime this week, but I will continue to work on these. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Again, my live and all of it in its entirety will be posted on my channel. So if you ever want to click back on and watch something or see something that you probably didn't get to see or you missed, you can definitely do that on my channel, because all my lives, even my past lives, are still posted up on my channel. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I had so much fun, and I will see you guys again, hopefully very, very soon. Please remember to create, whether it's big or small. Just the act and the art of creating is a really beautiful thing, and it'll bring you so much joy like it does me. Thank you.